In this video, I wanted to show an Android app with a so-called Material Alert dialog. The code for this app can be found at the URL seen here. Okay, so all I simply have here is a button that's going to open this dialog and a text view that's going to be affected by the user's interaction with the dialog. So click the button and it brings up this Material Alert dialog. So this is different, say, than a toast. A toast is meant to be sort of unobtrusive, to sort of like show briefly and then disappear. But this is more like forces. This is more modal. It forces the user to interact with it. So there is a message. I put in here one of Shakespeare's sonnets, and then there are these. I coded it to have two responses. One of them is to say whatever, and the other one is to say okay. So these are specific things. So there could be, they have like positive response, neutral response, negative response, and so on. So I chose a neutral and a positive. So if I click whatever, you can see up here my text view, you can still see sort of it's saying hello world. So when I hit whatever, that's going to affect that, and it's going to say neutral. But if I open the dialog box again, then if this time I hit OK, then it says OK was clicked. So not much exciting going on here, but again, the difference between this Material Alert dialog, and a toast is that this sort of forces the user to interact with it, to sort of close it. You might just have the user just close it, but that is at least some interaction that the users sort of acknowledged by closing that the dialogue was there, whereas a toast just sort of comes and goes. And if it was out of, if you weren't paying attention to that particular part of the app, you might have missed it. This sort of forces some kind of interaction, and then there can be different kinds of interaction, whatever, or okay, neutral, or positive. Okay, so what do I have here? I have in the raw, I have a Shakespeare sonnet just for the content of the message. The layout activity main, there wasn't much to it. There was a text view and the button. And then let's look at the code. So this import is a little different. This is coming from Google. So here was the import com.google Android Material Dialog, Material Alert Dialog Builder. Okay, so here I am in on create, connect to the text view, connect to the button, set up the button's click event. And here is my usual stream reader to read the raw resource. Sonnet 18 is the raw resource. So that's just getting me the message. So the message in the dialogue was Shakespeare sonnet. Okay. So we set up click the button, we've read the file. Now we're setting up a dialogue, and then we're going to show the dialogue. So here are the parameters of the dialogue. It has a context. This was a simple enough app that I could get away with this, but I may need something more complicated. I may need application context or base context or something. I set the title of the dialogue. That's the hello up there. I set the message. That was the sonnet that I read up here, was the message. And then at the bottom, I set up a neutral button. Then I said whatever. There it is, says whatever. And then I give a click event for whatever. What if they click on whatever? So here is the overriding. I'm responsible for overriding the the on click. And all I'm doing on my on click is setting TV results text to the word neutral. So if I click whatever, then that changed to neutral. I have here, I'm setting a positive interaction button. I said it should say okay, and then also make its click event. And again, I didn't do much on the click events other than make the TV text set to say okay was clicked. So now it says okay was clicked. Again, this is one of those things down here, my dialog.show, that's easy to forget, but nothing happens if you don't have it. So this is you establishing all the parameters, what the dialog box is going to have, and then this is you finally showing it. And that was the same with toasts that you needed to show. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show. Thanks very much.